Before we get our presenters on, I'd like to introduce our jury. Viren Razdan is Managing Director of Brand-nomics. Viren, you want to stand up and wave? Just so everyone knows how good looking you are. Harminder Sahni, Founder and MD at Wazir Advisors. Vernon Yeo, Head of Marketing and Branding at Lenzing. Professor Raghuram Jayaraman from NIFT. And our jury chair, S Nagesh, founder of TRRAIN. We have 10 fashion professionals that are going to be presenting to us. And just so you guys know how this is going to work, you have 3 minutes in which to make your presentation. After 2 minutes, you're going to get your first warning buzzer. At 3 minutes, you will get your second warning buzzer. When you hear that second warning buzzer, you will shut up, so help me God. Let me explain why. Everyone in this room has gone 24 hours without a drink. The longer you carry on, the later it will be for that bar to open. If you keep them away from that bar, you will piss off a lot of good people, and you do not want to do that because when you get off stage, they will come and trample you to death. So, 3 minutes, and then we've got a Q&A with the jury. First up, ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome Katja Larsen, Head of Sales and Marketing, APAC at Actiforce.
Yeah, I think it works now. Okay. Well, thank you for having me here today. It's a great honor to be standing here in front of so many people. My name is Katja Larsen. I'm the Head of Sales and Marketing Asia Pacific for Actiforce. Actiforce is a European company specializing in active dynamic workplaces. We are doing design solutions within furniture. So you might say, why is she standing up there talking about furniture when we are at a fashion venue? But one of the things that I've learned today is that it's very, very important that we actually look at it in many ways, because fashion can also be furniture, it can be fabrics, it can be everything. We don't only look at fashion in clothing, but fashion everywhere in many different creative businesses. One of the things in Actiforce we like to say is that we do Danish design, but we make German engineering. One of the things we focus on is flexibility and mobility in workplaces, either if it's in retail, offices, hotels, and also private homes. Hope it's the right one here. See, I'm in that. Oh, there you go. A little bit about myself, because the subject today was also a little bit about personal experiences. One of the things that I have been working with in my until 15 years now has been design and both in Europe and Asia as well. The last 6 years I have been in China already. Wow. I've been in China 6 years, and I just recently moved to India. I've been working in and out of China towards India for the last 2.5 years. So it was about time to move to India, because most of my market was here. Yeah. Here you go. I have to show you this picture because it was my first Holi. And it was amazing, and it was fun, and it actually shows why I also like to be in India, and why we moved, my husband and I. I would call myself an expert in unique spaces and also creating stories. And this is one of the things that I have noticed in India or across the world, is that sometimes we forget the stories. And we forget sometimes also to remember the creativity. The point is also, not only creativity comes out of being flexible, as we talked about earlier, it actually leads to better innovation as well. See, it's too fast. Anyway, this is one of my observations that we need. We need more flexibilities in many of the companies to create the innovation and creativities. And see, I'm getting a little nervous because you want your drinks. So yeah, that was actually some of the 3 points that I wanted to talk about was flexibility. Remember to have flexibility in your companies because that leads to innovation. And long-term strategies, remember to bring that into the market because we need to remember that the customers are the one who drives the market, but also are the one who finally, in the end, are buying our products. And at last but not least, when changing internally in a company, changing the structure to become more innovative, you have to remember that the management has to be agreeing on changing internally. It's not enough that the lower level is changing. It has to come from the management and down. And then by that, you can actually create more innovation as well. That was it for me. Sorry, I took a little longer than expected, but I hope you're going to get your drinks.
I don't want nobody to
Yes, that one. I don't know who's going to be next.
Wonderful. Now I make women nervous. There really is no hope for me. Okay, Nagesh, since we didn't make that clear the first time round, are you going to give Katja one question? Okay.
I just want to check as to what is the impact that you have done or created in India in the last 2 years?
Well, one of the things that many of my clients actually appreciate is that I can maybe go in and talk in a different way when it comes to creating different spaces and also the trip down management flexibility that I mentioned. I think sometimes it's easier to go into a different culture as an outsider, not necessarily a foreigner, but as an outsider, and try to change some things instead of having internal people trying to do that. So that's one of the things that I've been very successful with. But there's a lot of things that you can do still, and it's all over the world when it comes to management. But again, one of the things I emphasize a lot is that when you if you have flexibility, it leads to more creativity and more innovation. So that's one of the things that I have been trying to do.